somebody that's a guru in the value chain management for multi businesses that his theories are taught in the MBA school. So I was lucky enough to get some information from him. But basically, as you can see, this is Michael Porter value chain framework. You buy a product as an owner, you add a value to the product, you sell it, and you make margin. And under a certain support system, that's management, resources, facilities, and marketing and advertising. So under a framework, you buy a product, you add value, and you sell it. Now, for our business as a contractor, as an EPC contractor, we work with owners, whether it's a national oil company or an international oil company. And this is their model that we're looking at here. So they have their value chain is to develop a business case. Then they go into a pre-feasibility study. If it's positive, then they get early funding to go to the next phase. And then the next phase is, before they get to the next phase, they start looking at feedstock agreements, land agreements, sales agreements, and licensing agreements. Everything to try and put the program together. And then they come to us as a feed in an EPC or feed in a design construction EPC contractor. And that's the portion where we are a subset of their value chain. So KBR or a design contractor is really only one portion that falls within an NOC or an IOC value chain. And under that value chain, where we are the facilities designer and EPC contractors, there's also different phases of the project where we're involved. The feed phase, engineering phase, the procurement phase, the construction phase, commissioning phase. So under the subset of those value chains, we have a support system that is the project management, the design tools and systems and processes that we bring into managing the project, the performance measures, the project controls, the cost, the scheduling, the progress tracking, the procurement strategies, project risk management, and operation. We manage this value chain in order to produce a competitive operating facility for our clients. If I take each one of those value chains on its own, if we talk about the feed first, the feed phase, the feed is probably one of the most significant portions of a major project. That's where you define the project, you set the stage for the end game. So this phase is, if this phase is so significant that anything that decided here, it's very hard to correct in the second phase or the third phase. So this is where the know-how comes in, the experience from people like KBR, where they provide the right people and the right resources to define the project. So we have a few phases that we start with, which is the technology selection. Technology selection is important because of the you try to use the right to select the right technologies that's perfectly fit that fits this project in order to make sure that all of the objectives of this technology is met and the lowest possible cost. We bring the know-how to configure the facility to allow us to the maximum use of the plot plan. We write the project specifications for the entire phase of the project. We add the value improvement processes. This is where we look at the design and the configuration that we've done and the processes that we put together, the licenses that we put together, and then we see if there is anything that we can improve. And this is where significant savings could be realized at that point of the project. We move on to the facility optimization. This is where you make sure that all of the different gases, all of the different product lines that come in from one unit is probably utilized under another unit. So there is no wastage in a project, and the facility is very, very competitive in specifically for petrochemical facilities where each unit, each plant, each facility could be producing a product at a lower cost than other competitors. So this is where there is a significant value where we bring in. Obviously, all of that hinges on the quality of resources and the management systems and tools and processes that a contractor employs to generate the right feed that meets the client's objectives. And at the end of the feed, we put together the estimates. For a mega project, this is a unique step since there's not a lot of historical data that could provide you with what is the right estimate for such a project. And for our owners, this is a critical phase because all of their business models, their financial models are based on a go, no-go decision based on the numbers that we produce from a feed. So, on a mega project, this is specifically a unique process where we have to have the right procurement resources, the right engineering resources to put together a robust estimate that's going to make sure that the client financials that they're going to make a decision to enter into this $10 billion or $15 billion or $5 billion project, that they're going under the right business case. And of course, everything that we do is under the quality, environmental and safety QHSSC. This is during this phase is when we decide, when we do all of the process and the HAZOP and all of the steps that are necessary to make sure that the facility is going to be a safe facility, a reliable facility, and fits all the client's criteria. And the client, at the end of the day, they're looking for the lowest, a safe facility at the lowest capital investment and the lowest ops or operation and maintenance budgets with maximum throughput. The next phase of a project, once the feed is complete, once the estimates are generated, and once the project funding is approved, we go into the EPC phase of a project. And the value added here is for the design contractor to design a facility that fits for purpose, and the facility that utilizes the lowest utility consumptions, the maximum utilization of the plot, a facility that has that's fully optimized, that doesn't have any wastage product, in order to make it competitive. We have all the operation considerations are taken into place. All the constructability considerations are taken into place during the design phase. Labor and logistic consideration, that's a big portion of a mega project. If it's in a remote area, certain projects are, this could be a bottleneck if we don't have the right compounds, the right remote facility, right housing facilities for the labor resources. It's important to have, again, for mega projects, the logistics. How many ports are they going to be used? Is it during this phase is where the decisions are made whether we're going to go with modularization of the facilities in order for everything to come in time and on schedule. Uniformity of design is also important in order to allow the spare parts for the operating facility to manage with minimum inventory. During the engineering phase, that's where you do the right takeoff for the procurement folks to make sure that they don't overbuy or end up with a significant supply of material and wastage funds. Everything that we do is everything during the design phase is there's multiple